Anyway, let's talk a bit of Marcus Rashford. Spencer's phoned us up. Right, Spence?
All right, Spence.
All right, boys, how are we?
I'm all right, Spence. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I got in a bit of trouble the other night.
Why? What'd you do?
Because remember when I rang up and it was the thing about what do people leave in hotel rooms, and I said a wedding ring.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the old missus weren't happy with that one.
She weren't happy?
No, I'm not even married to her.
Oh, jeez. Well...
You know what I mean? Still moaning.
Well, you best propose.
Oh, turn it in. Jeez.
No?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, no. I'm all right.
Listen,
great.
We're talking Rashford. Go on, you want...
Yeah, so Rashford, right, I've put him to the sword a few times on talkSPORT over the years. I'll definitely claim responsibility for the scoring streak he went on, because up until I said what I said 2 days before the Liverpool game, and he's got that double and then went on that run. So I got him his new contract. Hopefully he does well at Barcelona. I really hope he does well, because then that means he'll be playing in the England team. But I don't want him at Man United. I don't want Garnacho there. The fact that Garnacho was wearing a Rashford shirt that's got a Villa crest on it is disgusting, because Giggsy wouldn't have done it.
Oh, come on, though. Come on, Spence.
Jamie, let's just think about what we're saying here. Yeah? You're paid a lot of money. This geezer must be on, I don't know, say 50 grand a week. Yeah? And how old is he? Right? He's got the world at his feet.
It's more than that,
yeah?
by the way.
He has, well, whatever he's on, Jay. If it's 100 grand, 150, it's a lot of money. Yeah? You should be walking around with a bit of responsibility. And it just shows you what's going on at Man United. Yeah? It just shows you.
They've told him they don't want him. They've told him they don't. That he's not welcome at Man United anymore.
They're sulking. Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
you know
but,
what I mean?
but Ruben Amorim has turned round to him and said, "I don't want you."
Yeah, good.
Right, and he's on holiday. Yeah, fine. Right, fine. He's had to take that on the chin. You know, and we'll see whether that's the right decision or not. Right, when Man United start the season, I don't get the whole hoo-ha.
Well, the only thing I can compare it to, Jay, is when Paul Lynch was still at West Ham and he posed with the United shirt and got dogs abuse for it for years.
Yeah, but that's because he then went and signed for Man United.
This guy's, yeah, exactly. He signed for Man United. This fella's wearing a Rashford shirt.
No, but it's his mate. It's his teammate.
Oh, mate.
It's his teammate.
If I'd seen it, I would have had it right off him. I'll tell you. I would have had that off him, mate.
I really don't get the big argument about it. Like,
it's disrespectful, mate. That's all it is. It's disrespectful.
Has he been disrespectful when he's played for Man United?
He weren't disrespectful when he scored that overhead kick.
Exactly. Like, when he's played for Man United and he puts that shirt on and he goes out on the football pitch, in my opinion, he's been pretty decent for you, right? In a bad side, and he works his tail off, and, you know, he shows flashes of brilliance, right? It's loads to improve with him, but off the pitch, if he's wearing his mate's shirt that Rashford probably sent him, he's in Ibiza and he puts it on, I really don't get the big hoo-ha about it.
That's so calculated. That's like me going out to my wedding day and bringing me ex-bird. Because I'm never getting married. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, let's think about what you're saying. It's nonsense. The geezer didn't have to do it, and that's what's the problem. I hope he goes. I hope we get whatever money we can for him.
You want him gone.
And I hope they both succeed. I'm not doing them down. They're just not right for us. We need to be stable.
No, okay, so look, here's my take on the whole thing, right? It's so unnecessary, and it's provoking a reaction. It's looking to get someone, and the reaction we've got, by the way.
Yeah, well,
the reaction's there. So here's the reaction to it. But it was all set out. They know their careers over at both clubs. I personally feel that it's immature, childish, and a little bit like.
Yeah,
we're looking 100%. For a reaction, mate. What is the point of it? Where's the end goal? What's the end result? You know.
Yeah, you're out the door.
Come on, grow up. Grow up.
I don't get the big problem with it. I really don't. I hear your argument and I get your argument. I do.
Yeah.
But it ain't a big deal, mate. Like, stop crying into your drink.
I know it ain't really a big deal, but when you support Man United, and we've gone from the Fergie years, and by the way, I've got my own theory on that. It's Fergie's fault that Man United are in this state because he put David Moyes in charge of the team instead of getting Ancelotti or Mourinho at the time. Like, there was no forward thinking there. I don't know how that man can leave after all that success and choose the next manager. And well, what kind of world are we living in when the manager's leaving a job and picks the next one? Yeah, it didn't even make sense to me. And I knew he'd get sacked in that first season. In fact, I rang Jason and Andy, and they laughed at me. I said he'd get sacked before the end of the season. And they both laughed at me, and then I rang them up and said, right, and they didn't even apologise. So there you go.
I'm not sure that.
But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just gutted.
Can you apologise?
We finished 15th. We got beaten by you boys in a final in Europe.
And they didn't beat them all season. Spurs beating every game. You rocked up.
Mate, we just... What, 3-point lane? We can't even say that no more. Fergie used to say
that. Beat 4 times in one season.
Mate, I can't believe it. Next year we're going to batter you, though. Simple.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, listen, my fingers are crossed when I said that and all. I'm not going to lie. You know,
Spence, I've got a question for you, right? Because me and Cunny were discussing this. Players you forgot played for you. Well, we found out earlier this week, right? And I didn't know this. Vitinha used to play for Wolves in 2020, right? Vitinha now, for me, is one of the best midfielders in the world. And I just find it outrageous that he played for Wolves and hardly played, right? He couldn't get in the team.
19 games he played that. Was it 2020? I think it was later than that, wasn't it?
2020, apparently.
Was it 2020?
Yeah. I remember him.
You know, like the most random player that played for Man United?
The one for me that just got disregarded was Gerard Piqué. We had that geezer, and he played at the top level.
Didn't he want to leave though? Wasn't that like a little bit of a?
No, he played one game. For Rio says it on some podcast.
Right, okay.
He played one game, and he got. I think it was against Stoke. It was someone like Macca, right. And he's had a poor turnout. And Fergie said to him, "You're never playing for this club again," and then he was gone. Because we went to all that trouble to get him in the first place when he was young.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
What about John Obi Mikel? I can't believe he played for Man United. Oh, no, he didn't.
He didn't play. He joined United. No, that was That they never. I've
got a question for you, boys. Who's the only man to play in the Liverpool, Manchester, and Glasgow derby?
Liverpool, Manchester. Actually played in the derby.
Yeah. So Liverpool, Manchester, and Glasgow. He played for 3 of them 6
teams. Sean Wallace when you need him. Liverpool, Manchester and Glasgow.
Yeah. There's only one man.
Craig Bellamy?
No.
Okay, hold on.
We're going back to the early years of the Prem. I'll give you that tip.
Mate, no idea.
Who did he play for in those 3 teams?
He was at Man United, and he was one of my favourite. He was like an old school winger. Old school. Just get the ball, put it past you, run and cross it.
Kanchelskis?
Simple.
Kanchelskis?
Yeah, go on, Jay. Go on.
Oh, good shout. That's a good shout.
He went Man United, Everton, Rangers.
Yeah, good shout. Good question. Spence, top man, mate.
Cheers, Spenny.
Thanks for your call. I've got some random ones here. Who's the most random one for Chelsea? Do you know? What's the random one at Chelsea?
Crespo, right?
God, mate, he was a good player.
Mate, he was so good, Crespo.
He was so good.
He was so good. I
loved him.
I think he won a Premier League at Chelsea because he wasn't there long.
Yeah.
But his movement, right? I done comms on his game. His movement was utterly ridiculous. Yeah. He was one of the very, very best. He didn't stay at Chelsea long, I think, a season.
Yeah.
And he left. There's one more that I know who he is. I need to find his name.
Okay.
All right? He turned up at Chelsea, was on loan, was terrible, and left, right? Under Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, some mad ones out there. If you got some, give us a call, because there's some brilliant names that have played for the most random clubs. And obvious one, I'm going to say it just to give people a bit of an example. Samuel Eto'o played for Everton.
I didn't know that.
Samuel Eto'o.
I didn't know that.
Played for Everton.
Mark Hughes played for Everton as well. Mark Hughes. It's like these clubs they join, like for maybe 6 months or a year, and they hardly played.
It's outrageous.
Yeah.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.